Jeter, 1/1 auto. Dual logo man, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell. Oh, that's filthy. Here we go, 14,715 release day, Topps Heritage Baseball. It's here, baby. Let's go. Team list is, hopefully, on the screen. On the screen. I put on the site for you already as well. Buckle up. If you've never done Heritage, this is going to be a lot of packs. My thumbs are going to hurt. 3 times on names, 3 times on numbers. 1. Yep, this is about to get wild. Yep, 12 by 20 on this one. 240 packs. Oh, this is thinking about refreshing. Two and 3, Navy down to McCluskey. 3 on the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 9 down to 7. For the serial, here we go. Navy 9, AW2, R Yount 6, AW0, Brandon 5, Burrito 4, Bry 1, Yount 3, Brad Simons 8, McCluskey 7. Safest number there, Brad at 8 with non-numbered Roman Anthony's. Oh, Bry. Uno. That means 1/1. All right, here we go. I said strap in, guys. Strap in. It's Heritage. Oof. 1971? Is it 1971 this year? I think it's 71. This is yeah, this is the big one. This is one where I gotta. My mom's coming into town. We're going to go have some dinner later. I gotta make sure I'm gonna time. So where are we at? 2-4. Okay. I'm gonna kind of time so I know what I'm going at. 77. What I'm going at for per box. Oh boy, I need these to open a little smoother. Not like this. That's better at least. Yeah. You were 6 and 3. Yep. So if you're not familiar, I said Heritage, it's not, I mean, the red ink autos are a massive chase, no doubt. But the value is through just numbered parallels. If you hit an auto or a relic, you're ecstatic. All right. The upside down and backwards is what it gets me every time, though. My God. All right, I'm gonna get into it, and then I'll show you how we do this after. But I watched the sorry, I'm thinking while I'm trying to talk. The code numbers on the back. Yeah. I do code. If I catch it in real time, cool. If not, I'll do code numbers on the back. They tell you on the back if it's an image variation or not. But with them going upside down and backwards and stuff, which that's the stuff Topps got to figure out, because on a product like this, you can't have this stuff like this. Simeon Woods Richardson for the Twins on the, it's not numbered. Minnesota Twins going to serial closer. That's S is the 9 spot. Yeah, not numbered. Huh. And then black Luis Severino for Oakland, 2 spot AW. So that's 2 in a row essentially. Said I'll insert a turn back the clock. I kind of keep my eyes out. I'm mostly looking for rookies on the first roll through. Kyle Manzardo Chrome. And then, like I said, I'll check codes. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's a lot of those Sparkle Chromes. Interesting. Chrome of Baldwin, black, Carlos Rodon. Okay, so you kind of start figuring out what's a lot of, that's an insert, I'm assuming, of Ellie De La Cruz. Ellie De La Cruz for the Cincinnati Reds going to P4's cards. Josh Smith for Texas. Noah Cameron for the Royals on the black border, we'll call it. Breaker. My eyeballs are going a million miles a minute because, like I said, mostly I'm looking for the rookies to make sure I get all those. Ellie De La Cruz on the Sparkle. Curtis Mead and Carson Williams for the Rays on the black border rookie. I'll set these here. I'll do the back half, and then what I'll do is, oh, that's cool. Wow, it's like a die cut. That's dope. I'll do every box. I'll check the codes before I move on to the next box. Babe, switch our reservation to breakfast. All right, we'll have a left-right random because there's going to be a lot of those that are non-numbered left-rights. Another one. Oh, that's going to be another one. So, Jiminy Christmas. We'll have to assign them like 1, 2, 3, 4. Numbered ones we'll all do individually for you guys. Okay. Any numbered ones like that? All right. Relic. Pete Alonso Clubhouse Collection for the New York Mets. Bry. Pete Alonso jersey for the Mets. Profar. Looking a million miles a minute here. Hey, those are cool. The Enterprise CJ Kafis for Cleveland. That's cool insert. But one of those and one of those so far. And then here's I don't know what this is. Ooh. Brian Raccio. That's a sick card. For the Guardians. Serial. That's the 2 spot. AW. That's dope. It is just like trimmed up. Putting that there. What is this? Ballesteros. That might be an image variation right here. I don't know why it just stands out to me. Code on this one. Ends in 17. Nope, regular one. More on those. Vent. Right. The Miz. This is all the rookies, parallels, inserts, all that stuff. And then, so if you're not familiar with how this works, oh boy, they did us dirty on these two. Oh my God. Oh, they did? Where at? Oh my God, that's so helpful. I'm also hoping, in years past, the color of the paper was slightly different, but this looks like it's all kind of variable. Under the number, let's freaking go. Thank God. I was just about to say, dude, my eyes are going to be killing me. Because that number this year is super, not only tiny, but like, is it inside the baseball burrito or no? Outside or inside the baseball? Help me get zeroed in here. Once we get the first one, guys, it's just like, you just got to get used to knowing what you're looking for. Just below. Yeah, when they did that, I think the first year they did that was a couple years ago. Best freaking thing ever. And you'll realize it here in a minute. When you see the first one, you'll go, oh yeah, that's helpful. It used to not have this on here. And you had to look at that little freaking number on the corner of the card. All right, that was an 8-minute box. Oh boy, hour and a half break. It won't take that long. We'll definitely get more efficient as we go. So there was one Enterprise insert, one of that Ellie one that looks like a film cell, And then one of that ratio with the chipped up border. Very helpful that they put that on there. Half a stack feels right. It's the switching upside down that's. Oh. So my guess is Derek Jeter. That's cool. Turn back the clock, Derek Jeter. Nice card. Yankees. Oh, sick. Blue on that one. Grimsky for Boston. Carl's, what, 3 spot? Yeah. So my guess, you see how they flip upside down? My guess is that if the image variations are going to come in that card. That's my guess. There's usually a rhyme or a reason to why they flip. All right, Enterprise Jackson Holiday for Baltimore. Mac. Big dumper. Bubba Chandler Chrome. Oh, sick. OG buyback for the White Sox, Brian Downing. 2 spot, Brian Downing. Not numbered, but that's an original from 1977. AW. That's cool. Josh Chisholm, Jose Ramirez. Let's just roll these now then, since they're here. I'm going to be dizzy by the end of this one. This and NT football were the same distance from going to a cereal. Very different vibe than NT getting to a cereal. But I'm actually pumped because Jaybird will have an absolute blast ripping. Well, he would have loved this actually too. But I'm not gonna look. Jaybird this would have been a 2.5 hour break with Jaybird. Not for anything wrong, but just comfort in going through the cards quickly. Record breakers. That's a pretty long run there. Jersey, Jose Ramirez, 0 spot, AW, Cleveland Guardians. Marcelo, Christian Campbell. White Sox, Kyle Teal, 1 spot. Kyle Teal on the insert. Nice. Mitch Keller for the Pirates on that. Oh, God, no, Assiduous. Hell no. All the rookies, all the inserts, parallels, chrome, all that stuff. Hell to the no. if we all cards shipped on this one, I'd have a sorting shipping office walkout. We'd start doing 1 break a week because I'd have to be the one sorting it and shipping it. Boy, my eyeballs making me dizzy. Woof. All right, what do we got? All right, because we're at 13 through 2, so that cut it to 6.5. That's better. Variations, yeah. You know when I'm turning them over? Well, autos too, rare inserts, stuff like that. But like variations are where there's like crazy dollars. Brad. So yeah, so we donate a ton of them to like little leagues, baseball teams, stuff like that. My mom is a school teacher, so her school takes a ton of them. Whenever we ship out to you guys, like we fill empty space in your like boxes that come to you with base card, you know, that kind of stuff. What do you mean by short print? If you mean high number, then no. I'm not saying that in like a dick way, but we can't go through for a base card. If it's a rookie, they all ship. If he's a rookie, he ships. That's what I'm saying. All rookies ship. Jared Jones, Pirates to 150. Mike 412. Mike Trout, Angels. This feels like it might be a... No? It was in between... That's weird. In between Chrome. I feel like that one is. 8-7? I cannot read these numbers. It's because... Yeah, so that one's something. 8-7. I'm gonna have to do numbers maybe on this. It's what it is Assiduous. Is he a Perdomo? He's not a rookie, right? It's just if I see one in real time, I'll just set one to the side. They do this stupid thing in base heritage, where they label. They used to be the last 100 cards, and they would label them short prints as high number, and it's not true. I think they do it to. It's like a heritage high number's a thing. Oh, that's kind of cool. That is dope. To 77, sorry. 54-77 for Houston. 54. Who's got 4? Leftover burrito. That's dope. 77 parallel. Josh Hader. This year, I think the first time ever, I said just instead of making them the last 100 in the set, they just chose random ones within the, I think it's a 400 card set, within the 400 card set to make the high number short prints, we'll call it. Jack Caglione, rookie Enterprise. It's one of the dumbest things they do with the product because by the end of a case, you've just got a stack of them. And maybe half as abundant as a regular base card, but still abundant to the moon. And I bet you actually that's what that 8-7 one that we hit of what Maniac or whatever was one of those. Because like this one in a 399 would have in a previous year that would have been a high number short print, we'll call it. This year they're literally all just mixed in to the checklist. But the rookie ones they're all shipping anyway. So the only ones that aren't are the non-rookie. My brain's a blender. He said, was that an 88-90 Donruss? But if I see one Assiduous as I'm going by them, Perdomo, what's this? Is that the Geraldo Perdomo? Is that or something like that? Sorry, I'm trying to remember what his first name is. I know there's a Jose Perdomo as well, I think. I don't know which one's on the Diamondbacks. But Geraldo, okay, yeah. It looks like they're putting those ones in between the Chrome and like the called it insert, but so if I see one in that spot, I'll just slide it over, assuming that that's what that spot is. And so there's even though this feels really like random, there is a rhyme or reason the way they're in the packs. Simeon for the Rangers, 3 spot. Marcus Simeon, 3 spot. That's going to Yount. I'm like zoomed out with my eyes right now. Raw power insert. Exactly. Yeah. So, exactly. 109 short prints, and we'll hit damn near all 109 of them in a case. As I think they do it to like stick to tradition with like the Heritage High number. Why this year they decided to make them not just the last 100 in the set and make them mixed in is beyond me. I would love to hear what their reasoning is for that. Because they just made it more complicated and confusing for collectors by doing that. Holy macaroni. Show us one. Last year was in the ball, but I'm operating with it could be in, could be outside the ball. Oop. I want to say in previous years, maybe like, I don't know, 2 a case. I want to say 2 a case on would be your average maybe on shorties, or variations, I should say. I'm probably going to go on an auto run here. Was that 3 relics in a row? You want to see, just more than anything, you want to see red ink. Red ink. That box had, I think, 2 numbered, because I had the 77 and the, I think there's like a blue out of 150 or something. We take. Oh, nice. Another one. That's cool. Doug Bird, Royals, Mac. On the, that's an OG 1977 Topps card. Sweet. Wait, you said, oh, you said Perdomo. Dang, I thought I'd like landed it right on the spot. Also, keep in mind that if we hit a variation, Cubs, Owen Casey, SB Friedel, if we hit a variation of a rookie, those I'm pulling those out as I go through, right? And so it would be in there. Oh, that was a bunch of rookies in a row. Holy moly. Julio Enterprise for Seattle, 0 spot, AW. So it looks like averaging 1 Enterprise per box. Ooh. Ooh, Justin Martinez, the 77. The 77 Assiduous. Black chrome. That's nasty. They crushed those. Those look really good. Do you think we're entering the junk again? Brad, not even close. The print runs now compared to the junk wax are not even close. The main thing being back then they were releasing a few sets a year. Now even the print run is across like, I mean, 100 sets a year, right? And so no one set is getting printed to just the freaking moon. Yeah, not even close. It's kind of the beauty of having all the different brands. While it can get exhausting sometimes, it's just it resets it for a lot of people. Like every brand is not the same person buying it every time, right? So some guys are just prospecting, so they're like, all right, Bowman Chrome, Bowman Draft, Bowman, right? Well, but that's what it's meant to be. Yeah, it's meant to be that way. This one's supposed to be like, doesn't get crazy expensive. You can afford a pack. This is supposed to feel like back in the day, which is what it does. It, lots of cards. It's not flawless. You know what I mean? We're not out here. We're not out here trying to pull like jockstrap 1-on-1s. That's a cool card right there. 8-spot Brad from the serial. Roman Anthony. But yeah, that's the whole point of this one, though. I was see if maybe they were putting those there, but they're not. Back. Oh, refractor. Why is it backwards? Dylan Cease, Jackson Job. I was like, oh, they put them backwards. That's even better. Nope. Yeah, this is just one of them that's supposed to feel nostalgic, and I think it does the job for sure. And the thing with this one though is cool is that like legitimate, there's massive cards in this product. Manny Machado for San Diego, Mike on the relic, like massive cards in this product. Nice Carson Williams on the blue. That Nilly Ripken whiteout. All right, come on, baby. Mm-hmm. Come on. When it happens, you're like, oh, okay, that's it. What I'll do is after I finish the next 2 boxes, I'll go through this stack over here that's like the parallels and stuff that I've already, and rookies that I've pulled out, and just see if we have one that's sitting over there too. Oh boy. Oh boy. I just saw what time it was. Oh boy. So I generally catch them, but there's so many weird ones. There's so many weird variations that are like very small details that. I have an eye tick by the end of this one. Yes, I said red ink is what, man, that's nuke in this. Dylan Beavers for Baltimore. Old Beavers. Looking for that Arizona guy too for you. Nolan Ryan for the Angels. And the addition of Chrome into it has been great because you can hit a super fractor, which is pretty sick. So I think, yeah, so that's what it is. The ones that are in between, so we haven't even missed one anyway. That's a high number. Short print Gavin Sheets is my guess. If he's on the checklist, I bet you Assiduous 127 Gavin Sheets probably says short print. So the short prints are between the Chrome and the insert. Makes it easy. It's actually pretty sick. Yamamoto World Series. Oh, another one. Reds, Mike Lum. Cincinnati, P4's cards on the OG 1977. That's cool, man. Not, what, every other box-ish? That's cool. You definitely didn't used to get those that much. Back half of 5. Bang. Kyle Teal auto for the White Sox. That's the one spot. That is the one spot, Bry. Kyle Teal rookie auto. Nice hit. From the cereal. Machado. The Miz on the rookie. Have that upside down. There we go. Oh, that might be an image variation. It is. Image variation Roman Anthony. It's next to it. Image. It's next to it. That is Brad Simons. That's a nuke. Roman Anthony, image variation rookie. Nuke. Now that we know, I don't have to like look all over. And you see how that was in a weird spot? So I even knew to stop. So they're not in the base cards technically. They're still in the area where the inserts are. So Roman Anthony, image variation, Brad Simons right out of the serial closer. Bing. Brad, yeah, man. I'm sorry, I'm just catching up. I was probably looking at cards when your comment came through. Yeah, it's one of those where like you get the commenters on YouTube and it's like, look, like every product has a cadence that's right for it. You know what I mean? And I get that not everyone understands that, and so like I try to be like humble in speaking to that. But like we've always said, like if you're the guy who on Series 1 and Heritage wants every card fully on camera focused, like, you know, okay, like that's just, we're not the room for you, and that's okay. That's okay. I will say this, 16 years in business, there is no card on this planet that is worth jeopardizing the business I've built to to not ship or, you know, whatever. Which is, I always tell people that's the most valuable thing you get from breaking with us, man. There's just Victor Mesa Jr. for the Marlins at 99. Nice card. 95 and 99. Brandon Blank. Green. But you can't build, you can't buy time and market and trust, right? That's Lindor. So like our track record speaks for itself. 16 years of track record speaks for itself. That's a short print Miguel Vargas 3-spot. Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Sure put a lot of them blue sparkly chrome ones in here, eh? Still check these, but I said now once you get the cadence, it's in the green line to the right of the number, which well, all-star icon, Detroit Tigers, Tariq Skubal, 0-spot. Another variation. I have to buzz some of those again because I don't know if that one was a little further over. Hold on, I'm gonna put this in a different stack. I'm gonna rebuzz those other ones. Oh no. We've grown year over year over year pretty much. Yep. COVID was wild, but like the way we did COVID, we weren't trying to like blow up. And so all that happened during COVID was we would go live at I'm trying to remember what our break times were back then, but like we'd go live at 3. So up until like within the last year or so, we kind of had like a nightly menu where like we'd had 6 to 10 breaks, right? And we'd sell them out, and that would be every night. And each night after that, we'd post new breaks and just repeat that every day. And so it wasn't till the last year or so, Chandler Simpson for the Rays, that's going to Assiduous on the that die cut looking one, that we started like kind of just loading the site and kind of have a revolving breaks, which has been great. It lets you guys control a lot more. And so during COVID though, we were still doing set menu, right? And so we'd have, say 8 breaks for the night, and we would just go live at, whatever it was, 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the whole site would be sold out. And so we just rip everything and then be done for the night and then post new stuff. So yeah, it's been steady. There was a don't get me wrong, there's like a bump during COVID for sure, just because it was just easier. You didn't have to market. Oh, that's sick. 32/77, hand numbered red relic parallel for the Cardinals. Chigurh. Nolan Arenado. Cool card. 32/77, hand numbered. So like I said, that's really what COVID did for us. Is just like I had to be live a lot less hours because stuff was just sold out all the time. So it was cool though, because it showed people within our community like the tempo that we could break at if people would just like realize that we fill everything. You know what I mean? Because that's 90% of the battle is new people realizing, guys, everything on the site's breaking. So if you're on the fence or you're just going to wait till the end, because I know there's a lot of guys out there who cancel breaks, they refund breaks, they don't go for whatever. We don't do that. And so when people start realizing that everyone helps fill everything, everything starts going a lot faster. So momentum, But pricing is really what changed during COVID. Yeah. Like slow down on the blue sparkles? Yeah. No, I got you. I got you. Yeah, COVID was wild though. The thing that changed the most during COVID was price point. Like, we were doing full case breaks pre-COVID, full case breaks of most things you could do for $50-$60. Stan Thomas, Mariners, S9 spot, Navy Sailor. Cool. Like pre-COVID, full case NT, like football breaks pre-COVID. $65 to $70. $65 to $70. Roman Anthony, Enterprise, that 8 spot, Brad Eaton. What would you consider you've pioneered? I would definitely say pioneered the breaking, everything breaking. Yeah. So pick your team. Like, like the ability to buy a team for a set price. Yeah. In the beginning, it was just random team everything. But yeah, closers for sure, like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, like literally, like, and no one, all these whatnotters don't realize it. You know what I mean? They don't realize that all that stuff, like, ooh, that's nasty. Andrew Abbott gold chrome to 50. That's just beautiful. P4's cards, great looking card. But yeah, these guys they just don't realize that. They don't real. I said, if you weren't around 16 years ago on the business side, you don't realize like none of this stuff existed, man. Live streaming didn't exist. Random.org banner. I'm not sure. Oh, so instead of a, it has a baseball instead of a banner. Marlins. That's Augustin Ramirez, one spot. One spot. So yeah. So those were the fun days. There was, like I said, like maybe for the first year and a half to 2 years, there were like this was way before Breakers TV though. Way before Breakers TV. There were like probably like, I don't know, first year and a half, 2 years, 5 of us, I would say, something like that. And still around from those 3 of us. Yeah, Breakers TV, my God. So before Breakers TV was Vaughn Live, which was the same owner as Breakers TV, we kept crashing his website because of our volume, our traffic volume. And so we had to start an entirely new website just for breaking because his main servers could not even remotely keep up with the traffic that breaking was bringing to his broadcasting website. Ernie Clement, Toronto to 77, 60 of 77, 0 spot AW. That guy was the owner. That was an interesting dude. Mark. I don't remember what his last name was, but his mom would be in chat and stuff. Because that was how the early years were. It was like finding a place to live stream when live streaming had just started on the internet. So that's what everyone was doing, was like trying to figure out where to live stream at. So it kept changing all the time, and that's whenever I said, "All right, look, we just need to invest in our own infrastructure where we can live stream on our own website." Because some sites were charging you like, oh, that's nice. Carson Weisenhunt for the Giants, 3 spot. Carson Weisenhunt for the Giants, that's serial as well, 3 spot. Yeah, that's yours. Nice card. Weisenhunt hard signed rookie auto, baby. Kim for the Dodgers for the day. But yeah, some streaming sites and still this way, were charging like per minute you were streaming, and then as they got more sophisticated, they were charging by kilobyte of data or whatever. Image variation. Fernando Tachi. I thought so when I saw it. Padres. Mike 412. Image variation of Tatis. I said I'm gonna rebuzz those other ones, guys, at the end. Don't worry. Stacking them differently now, so I know which ones to go back to. So yeah, we were like, all right, let's figure out how to do this on our own, so that as sites keep changing, we don't have to change, where we're interacting with our members. So that's why we're one of the only breakers out there that home platform. If you have an issue, guess who you deal with? You deal with us. We take care of you. We don't get to go contact whatnot, contact Fanatics Live, contact whatever the Twitch or whatever, or, TikTok or whatever. No, if we make a mistake, you get to come to us. We take care of you. We don't get to blame anybody else, other than the post office. It's about the only person we get to blame. but we also control our own destiny. We don't rely on other people for a platform or anything like that, you know. I can say whatever the hell I want about most anything now. Oh, that's nice. Pirates, Bubba Chandler, Mike. Still got to play politics, obviously, on the business side, but when everyone else needs a platform to break on, and you don't need that, it just changes the game when it comes to, you know, leverage and all that stuff. Oh my God. Can that be the answer? Otani for the Dodgers. Polanco for the Mariners. That's going to be a high number. Yep, high number. Or I'm calling them high numbers, even though they kind of ruined that by saying high number. Ichiro! Nice. Ichiro for Seattle. I is the 9 spot. Navy Sailor. Refractor. Robin Pena on the blue. And yeah, I'm trying to say the blues a little bit too now. How have they changed out? Oh boy. Oh boy. How much trouble do I want to get into? So 16 years ago now, I keep saying 15 just because it was the round number. I guess we're in 16 years now. 16 years ago when we started, manufacturers want to talk to us. Hobby shops want to talk to us. Hobby shops were so rude to us original like 5 breakers that like Melissa quit going to any meetings because shop owners would literally, like, I'm talking about face, turn their back on you if they were talking to you and realized you were a breaker. We were gonna ruin shops and put them out of business and all this kind of stuff. And that was like the first couple of years was that kind of mentality. And so shops went to the manufacturers and made sure they made it sound like just doomsday that we even were doing what we were doing. And then after about a year and a half, the distributors were the first ones to come to us. The distributors were. Because shops were ordering, you know, a case here, a case there, a box here, a box there. Juan Soto for the Mets. Bry on the jersey. Nice Roman Anthony. Sick, man. On the blue sparkle. Killing it. 8 spot, getting the gravy. Shops would order like relatively small quantities of products. Most products after release would go down in price. Legitimately. Almost every product would go down in price after release. And so if you couldn't sell it fast enough, you would end up losing money on it. And so you only ordered what you could immediately sell. And so we come along and we're ordering cases and cases and cases and cases at a time. And so distributors started going, we should probably pay attention to these guys, because what we sell to 20 hobby shops, we could sell to 1, you know, Hodges, right? And so that's when they kind of distributors started talking to us, and we got distribution, and from distribution built our relationships into the manufacturers that way. Oh my gosh. Right. And so now, full circle. So they didn't appreciate us. Then they appreciated the hell out of us. And I think now very few people still exist at manufacturers and distribution who either existed 16 years ago or are humble enough to admit that they remember what it was like 16 years ago before this whole breaking thing became a thing. And so there's a lot of people who don't want to admit that, well, a lot of the industry is where it's at, good and bad, I would say. Paul Lindblad for Oakland. P is the 6th spot because of breaking. But good and bad. I said humble enough to admit that breaking has also changed the industry in some ways that some people probably don't appreciate. Zach Nito, Angels, burrito, jersey. Hopefully that kind of answered the question. I don't know. I feel like I was kind of, oh, nice. Nice. That is a short print Schlittler for the Yankees. Mac. Short print Schlittler for the Yankees. So that is why, though, I get most of my joy. I love breaking, but in business, I get most of my joy from consulting and being in the meetings of the minds at the manufacturer, global distribution, new business growth. That's where I get most of my joy. Are any of the sparkles very... No. I don't know, man. I don't want to pressure him at all, so that's on him. He's definitely made some comments over the last like 6 months or so that like kind of like, well, of course I'm gonna take over for Dad, but I would never ask that of him. Oh, hey, wait, you said Perdomo? There you go, Perdomo. And by the way, I've seen a bunch of him, so like definitely not hard to hit. Now that I see it, because he's got that bat rack in the background. And I'll look up in a second here for the next question when I'm between bags. I'm locked in, as they call it. Birdo, yes. Cubs, Frazier, Christian Moore. Hey, Bobby. Mac, Bobby Witt Jr. jersey. Ryan, woo! James Wood. Do you buy everything through the distributor, or do you still buy? Oh God, I don't buy off the manufacturer's websites. I mean, that's a rare thing if I ever did that. I deal directly with the manufacturers. I don't hardly use a distributor. Whenever I say I got loosey gooseys, you know how I say that? Loosey gooseys is when that's distributor. Everything else is direct from the manufacturer. I deal directly with Panini, Fanatics, Leaf, all of them. Yeah, the only time it's not direct from manufacturer is sometimes. Here's the banner, George Springer banner with the baseball banner for Toronto. G's the 7th spot. Like today, Star Wars, right? I rebought some from Fanatics, what they would sell me, and then I also bought 2 cases off of like a hobby shop that has some at wholesale. That's a whole different conversation, but. E. Perlovitz, I got you for one of those random teamers. Yeah, 100%. I wish this would have filled like 40 minutes earlier so I didn't have to like keep, oh my God, keep looking at the clock. Dinner's like 15 minutes away and it's at 7 and it's 38 minutes till 7. So 38, 28, 23 minutes to be done. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. But no, I love it. Like, legit, guys. Those questions and stuff. Like, anytime, just ask. Especially when I've got gaps to fill anyway. You know, open book, man. Man, that looks so much like it should be in variation. It's not. So wild. It's a weird image for him. Bernie Williams from them Yanks. Oh my God. That's gonna be a high number, Zach Nito. Yep, Zach Nito for the Angels, high number. So I'm calling them a high number. They're not technically high number, or maybe they are technically high number. I don't even know. They've done confused us all with the way they named them. Luis Morales for Oakland. Brad, I actually joke about it all the time. She downloaded the app for the first time about 3 months ago. Oh man, I was like, she would call and I'd be in the middle of a break and oh nice, Schwarber nickname. So instead of Schwarber, it says Schwarbs for Philly. That's disgusting. FedEx John. Schwarb's nickname. That's our first nickname we've seen. So you'll see some of the variations are more rare than the others. But yeah, I was like, you can just hop on and like check to see where I'm at, like in a break, But no, she stays off pretty well. Oh yeah, I'm not worried, man. Like anyone who's ever emailed me, it's, hey, I want to open a shop. Hey, I want to start breaking. Hey, I want to do, man, I will sit down. I'll give you, I'll give you 15, 30 minutes or whatever and answer whatever questions, Now, if you're like, hey, I need product. Well, that's good luck. That's the whole point. It's like, without the relationships and the product, there's no shot. Refractor, William Contreras. A lot of people don't understand. Access to product is everything. Oh. Yeah, he's the high number or whatever. I wish I would have just put that on there too, like SP or something. Once you get the cadence, you know where they're at, but still would have been really helpful. Andrew Abbott, Cincinnati Reds, P4's cards. Jazz Chisholm, Yankees on the Enterprise. That's fun. Yeah, we're the #1 tennis buyer in the world. Oh, sorry. Yep. Like, you guys are so awesome that, as you guys know, like Sapphire, normally on Sapphire on any sport, like we have to wait till the day it drops on their website, which is technically the release day, and then wait till after we get it offered to us that day, and then we don't get to break it till like usually the next week, right? So Sapphire Tennis, which comes out this Friday, we we are taking care of ahead of time, and you'll be able to break it before almost anyone in the world has it. Now there are a few like there's a few breakers that are generally that are like almost like it's almost for every niche sport it's kind of the same, right? There's breakers who do almost only all Disney, and there's breakers who do almost only all Formula One, and then there's breakers who do almost only all tennis or whatever, right? And so we're like I said, we're just different in the sense that like I try to make sure we have something for everybody. I try to know about it enough to be dangerous. Caden Dana on the refractor. I try not to pigeonhole myself too much. We started as just a hockey breaker with a little bit of baseball, and then I learned my lesson because Panini lost the hockey license. Ben Rice for the Yankees going to Mac on the jersey. And so I learned real early. Gavin Lux for the Reds, number to 150. Cool card, P4. I learned real early, don't pigeonhole yourself into just being just that guy of whatever, fill in the blank. It's good for you until it's not. It's great for you until it's not. Oof. Eyeballs be dancing. Billie Jean calls him king. Oh, shit. Max Muncy for the Dodgers. Refractor. EJ Friedel for the Reds on the blue. Jack Kaggs. I don't think he's a shorty or anything. Nope, regular. Jack Kaggs. Little Bobby Witt. Upside down chrome. Bobby. Luis Arise. So sometimes the price of the break, it's like, it's beyond the cards, Little Ellie. Little Ellie. That's Strohs. Back half check. Into box 12. These are the ones though that like when I'm done with this break, I will be ready for a nap. They drain you. You are focused the entire time. All right, boom. All right, box 12, and then I'll run the first, whatever that is, like third of the break. They're all stacked separately, and just make sure I know which ones. I'll do a random left, right, and then I'll do a 1, 2, 3, 4 random for the, or I guess I'll do top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right for the quads. The thing is, remember, if we hit, it'd be like an order. So like, if we hit 3 of those quads and they're identical, like 3 black border quads, right, of the same card, then 3 of you would get one. So we do the random top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, and whatever the order is after the third random. That's just the order we distribute them in. So you're not guaranteed to get one. If there is one, then and you're the first on the list, you will. Jacob Wilson Enterprise for Oakland. Short print or whatever you want to call them. Oh, nice. Senga for the Mets. I think that's a shorty, right? Yep, shorty. Senga for the Mets. Young Mookie Betts. Nice. Dave Frieselben for San Diego. Mike on the OG card. James Wood, Josh Smith. Slide down. Trevor Rogers Refractor. Johnny Bench. First half at 12. Back half of 12. And then I'll scan those, like I said, the first third or so. I'll go back through those and just double check that spot. I'm going to guess we're going to find a couple is my guess. So we've seen one nickname, right? A few banner. One nickname, a few banner, a few image. So far, I believe. All right, let's get it. I don't remember if we had a relic on the front of this one yet, but let's hit ink on this one. Let's hit ink. Let's finish with some ink. Volpe. Soto. Dylan Beavers. Getting dizzy with it. Salo. Bang! Carlton Fisk auto for Boston. The 3 spot. Yount. Wow. We had to dig for it. We had to dig for it. Literally, guys, look at this. The last freaking thing. Look at that. That's wild. That is wild. All right, let me scan these. Image variation Acuna with a hammer. He's swinging a hammer for Atlanta. R's the 8 spot. Brad, that's yours. Acuna swinging the hammer. That's funny. Some of these were actually already gone through, but I played it on the safe side. Give me one good one. me one good one. Come on. Come on. Man, maybe I didn't miss any. Holy smokes. That's a run right there with that one. I was looking, but I figured after we saw exactly where it was at that I'd find one or two that. When you grab too many, it goes slow. There we go. It's actually pretty crazy. I was like, for sure. I'm over halfway through the stuff I'm buzzing for a second time. I haven't found a single one that's slipped through. I want another nickname one. Yeah. 3 more. This and 2 more maybe. Pinches. It's actually kind of wild. That means like the first 4 boxes or so could have been a rookie in theory, but like I said, I was catching most of them on the fly, so could have been a rookie. This one and one more little pinch. I'm impressed. Not a single one slipped through. All right. Bang. Here, all right, so essentially we're going to have a left, right. Three times. 1, 2, 3. Left side. Remember, if there's 2 of them, you'll each just get one. Okay. And then this one's going to be top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Remember, this is the pecking order. So if there's like 3 of them, the top 3 would get them 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So it goes top right, top left, bottom left, and then bottom right. All right, 14715 Heritage. There you have it.